Hello students, good morning all of you. A warm welcome to the mobile computing online session. In today's session, I would like to discuss lecture number 3 in the unit number 2. In the previous lecture, that is lecture number 2, we covered hidden terminal problems, exposed terminal problems, near and far terminal problems. That is what is the need for specialized MAC and why we preferred specialized MAC for wireless devices for the mobile computing environment. Along with we discuss HDMA space division multiple access in the previous lecture. Now in this lecture number 3, I would like to explain FDMA and TDMA concepts. So in this lecture I fully covered FDMA and some part of the TDMA I have to cover in this lecture number 3. So in the past 2 lectures we discussed what is PAC, what is the need for MAC, and what is the wireless MAC environment, and why CSMA-CD is used for wide, and why not we didn't preferred CSMA-CD collision detection for wireless environment, and what are the some hidden terminals, exposed terminals, and near and far terminal problems in the specialized MAC environment. Now, in this lecture, so the accessing mediums, that is FDMA, frequency division multiple access. Frequency division multiple access. The frequency division multiple access consisting of the frequency division multiplexing, FDMA or FDM. So here the frequency is subdivided and allocated to the different channels. So each channel transmitted the data from one location to another location by using this frequency range. So one range is allocated to some channel, one range is allocated to another channel, like that. So here in the frequency division multiplexing, it describes schemes to subdivide the frequency dimension into several non-overlapping frequency bands. So if you have to observe the diagram, frequency, time, and code division. Frequency division, time division, code division. But coming to the HDMA, as already we discussed in the earlier lecture, HDMA doesn't have the separate channels. So it combines, it mixing with either CDMA or TDMA or FDMA. So coming to the FDMA, here the frequency is subdivided. Frequency is divided into n number of parts. So here these subdivision of frequency dimension into several non-overlapping frequency bands. Non-overlapping frequency bands. So the frequency division multiple access is a method employed to permit several users to transmit simultaneously. That is the main advantage of FDMA. So n number of users transmitting n number of data simultaneously. So how many number of users are there? How many number of channels are there? That is another topic that what we have to discuss in the later class. For example, 100 megahertz of channel is subdivided into 10. There is a possibility of 10 users. There is a possibility of 10 users has to be transmit the data simultaneously. For example, a channel is subdivided into 10. That is here n is equals to 10. So there is a possibility of 10 number of users has to be transmit the data simultaneously. So on a satellite transponder by assigning a specific frequency within the channel to each user. So the frequency is divided. So subdivide frequency is subdivided into n number of channels. So each channel used by the one user. So n number of users has to be transmit the data simultaneously on the satellite transponder by assigning a specific frequency within the channel to each user. Each conversation gets its own unique, radio channel. Each conversation gets its own unique radio and conversation channels. These channels are relatively narrow, usually 30 kilohertz or less, and are defined as either transmit or receive channels. So either transmit or receive means either upload or download. So you have to be upload the data or you have to be download the data by using one particular frequency range. So each conversation gets its own unique or radio channel. So the channel are relatively narrow, usually 30 kilohertz or less, and are defined as either transmit or receive channels. So either upload or download. A full duplex conversation requires a transmit and receive channel pair. A full duplex conversation requires a transmit and receive channel pair. So a channel must consisting of two properties. Those two properties are upload and download. That means transmit and receive. So a channel consisting of the two properties, that is a transmit and receive property, or upload and download property. So in our terminology we describe uploading data and downloading data. So FDM is often used for simultaneous access to the medium by base station and mobile station in cellular networks, establishing a duplex channel. So there is a possibility of, so what is meant by duplex channel? That is a possibility of sending and receiving both are available, both are possible. That is called duplex channel. So a scheme called frequency division duplexing, FDD. A scheme called frequency division duplexing, FDD, in which the two directions, mobile stations to base station and vice versa. So the data has to be transmitted from mobile station to base station, and again base station to mobile station. For example, you want to communicate with some other person. So the data, either the data may be audio or video or text or whatever it may be. For example, you want to talk with some other. So your mobile station sends data to the base station. So as usual, vice versa, you have to receive some others voice also. So base station wants to send data to mobile station. So mobile station to base station and base station to the mobile station, vice versa, are now separated using different frequencies. So a full duplex conversation requires a transmit and receive channel pairs. This is the example diagram for what we discussed in the past slide. So the frequency is divided into subparts. .890 megahertz, 915 megahertz, 935.2 megahertz, 960 megahertz. So these channels are allocated to the users. So why the space is there between these four channels? Because this space is called space guard. So space guard in the frequency FDMA means some space is, some frequency level is putting empty between the channel to the channel. For example, if you observe the FM radios from 93.5 to some 95 range, there is some certain frequency range is empty. From 95 to 98, there is some certain frequency is empty. 98 to 102, 102 to 105, 105 to 109. So why the space is putting empty between these channels is, uh, I think you guys have the real experience. For example, you are listening a song in 98.3 FM radio, you are moving to 98.4, that particular song is audible. If moving to 98.5, that particular song is audible, but a bit disturbance. So 98.6 up to 98.9, 98.9 up to 99, these voice sound is audible, but a disturbance is occurred. That means a collision is occurred between the two channels. So to avoid these noise collisions or data collisions, some certain spaces it as empty space between channel 1 to channel 2. Some certain frequency is converting as empty. From channel 2 to channel 3, channel 3 to channel 4, until the channel N. Between each channel, some amount of frequency range is putting as empty. That empty space is called it as space division. Sorry, is called as space guard. So channel 1, channel 2, channel 3, channel 1. If you are moving to 890.2, you receive some amount of data. You move to 915 megahertz, you receive some amount of data. You receive 93.5, you receive some amount of data. You move to 960, you receive some amount of data. So this is the example for FDMA. Now FDM for multiple access and duplex. The two frequencies are also known as uplink, that is from mobile station to base station, or from ground control to satellite, and as downlink, that is from base station to mobile station or from satellite to ground control. For example, you want to transmit the data, that means you want to send the data to user number 2. You are the user number 1, you want to transmit the data to user number 2. So that is called uplink. That means your mobile station to data is reaches to base station. That means ground to satellite. And another one is downlink. That means some other sends data to you. So the satellite has to communicate with your mobile. So the base station has to communicate with your mobile device, that is a mobile station, that is called downlink. In uplink, mobile station communicating with base station. In downlink, base station communicating with mobile station. In these both scenarios, data has to be transmitted from mobile station to base station to the mobile station. If you want to send data, you need a uplink. If you want to receive data, that is called downlink. So base station to the mobile station is downlink, and mobile station to the base station communication is called uplink. So here the basic frequency allocation scheme for GSM is fixed and regulated by national authorities. All uplinks use the band between 890.2 and 915 megahertz. So these 890.2 to 915. So these channels are only for uplinks. 935.2 to 960. 935.2 megahertz to 960. These frequency range is only used for downlinks. So from 890 to 960 is allocated range. In this range, 890 to 915 for uplink, 935 to 960 is for downlink. So these are the different frequency ranges. Frequency range from 890 to 960. In this 890 to 960, 890 to 915 is for uplink, 935 to 960 is for downlink. So according to FDMA, the base station shown on the right side allocated a certain frequency for up and down to establish a duplex channel with a mobile phone. So this, if you have to observe the diagram, downlink to the mobile station, uplink. That means you are sending the data. You have to send the data by using 915 to 890 only. So in this range, this is the uploaded to base stations. So if some other wants to transmit data to you, the data is downloaded by you. So you have to download the data with this range only, 935 to 960. So from base station to cleanly observe the diagram, mobile station, base station. If you want to send data to some other, that will be transmitted by using base station. Some other wants to transmitted data to you. Some other wants to send data to you by using this base station. Data reaches to base station to your mobile station. So that is downloaded by you by using this channel only, 935 to 960. So this is the upload channel for the mobile station, 890 to 950. This is the download range for the mobile station, that is 935 to 960. So this is the download channel for base station, vice versa, 890 to 915. 819 to 959 is the upload channel for mobile station. It is the download channel for base station. 935 to 960 is the download channel for mobile station. It is the upload channel for base station. So yeah, for up and downlink have a fixed relation. For up and downlinks have a fixed relation. If the uplink frequency is FU is equals to 890 megahertz plus N 0.2 megahertz, the downlink frequency is FD. Uplink FU, downlink FD. FD is equals to FU plus 45 megahertz. So FD is equals to 935 megahertz plus N 0.2 megahertz for a certain channel N. So if you observe the diagram cleanly, so you can write the theory very much easily. So mobile station to base station, by using frequency you can transmitting the data. Transmitting means either sending or receiving. If user 1 wants to send data to user 2, he upload the data by using this frequency range, 915 to 890. So the data reaches to base station. So it is the download for base station. So 890 to 950 is the downlink for base station. Now sender 2 sends data to sender 1. Now sender 1 is the receiver, sender 2 is the user. Sender 2 sends data by using this base station. Now sender 1 wants to download that particular amount of data by using this particular frequency range, that is 935 to 960. So this is the download range for mobile station. This is the upload range for base station. So up and download links have fixed relation frequency. FU upload FU is equals to 890 megahertz plus N 0.2 megahertz. The downlink is FD is equals to FU plus 45 megahertz. So 890 plus 45 is equals to 935 is the downlink channel. So the base station selects the channel. Each channel, uplink and downlink, has a bandwidth of 200 kilohertz. This scheme also has disadvantages. While radio station broadcast 24 hours a day, mobile communication typically takes place for only a few minutes at a time. So these are some disadvantages for the FDMA. Radio station broadcasting, already we discussed in the example like FM radios and Doordarshan, these type of radios are working on the 24/7 basis. So assigning a separate frequency for each possible communication scenario would be a tremendous waste of frequency resources. So some space is wasted, some frequency range is wasted here in the FDMA. So additionally, the fixed assignment of a frequency to a sender makes the scheme very inflexible and limits the number of senders. So additionally, the fixed assignment of a frequency to a sender makes the scheme very inflexible and limits the number of senders. So this is about FDMA. One of the important concept. There is a possibility of essay question in the university point of view. FDMA, frequency division multiple access or frequency division multiplexing, describe schemes to subdivide the frequency dimension into several non-overlapping frequency bands. Here the frequency is divided into some sub bands. So how the frequency is utilized. So the frequency range for upload and download is, there is a two possibilities of transmission, that is either upload or download. So both consisting of one data transmission. Data transmission means both upload and download, both uplink and downlink. So the uplink for the mobile station is 890 to 915 and downlink is 935 to 960. Now, next one. Next medium access is time. There in the past discussion, the frequency is subdivided into different parts. But coming to here, the time is subdivided into some subparts. So TDMA stands for time division multiple access. Time division multiple access. Here in the time division multiple access, a more flexible multiplexing scheme. TDMA is the more flexible multiplexing scheme for typical mobile communication is time division multiplexing. So the more flexible multiplexing scheme when compared with SDMA, FDMA, TDMA, CDMA, the TDMA is the more flexible multiplexing scheme for typical mobile communication in time division multiplexing. So when compared to FDMA, time division multiple access, TDMA, the time division multiple access when compared with FDMA, it offers a much more flexible scheme, which comprises all technologies that allocate certain time slots for communication. It allocates certain time slots. We have to communicate in that particular time slot only. So the main advantage of this TDMA is there in the FDMA we discussed. For example, 10 number of users using same channel. There is a possibility of 100 bandwidth is there. In that 100 bandwidth, it is subdivided into each of 10. So 10 channels, one bandwidth is divided for 10 channels. So at a time, 10 number of users are transmitting data by using FDMA. So the bandwidth is subdivided into 10 channels, same bandwidth. But coming to TDMA, the entire bandwidth is used by one user. The entire bandwidth is used by one user because the certain time slot is allocated. For example, in the certain time period, 9 to 10 is allocated for one particular subject. So you only access that particular subject in that particular time period only. So in that particular time period, total bandwidth is utilized by one user. So from 9 to 10, only one channel there is a possibility of accessing. So total 100 bandwidth is used by one channel only. But coming to the FDMA, in that particular 1 hour time, 10 number of channels using 100 bandwidth. So the bandwidth is shared. So here the total bandwidth is used by one user in the TDMA. That is the main difference between FDMA and TDMA. In the FDMA, the bandwidth is subdivided and allocated to n number of users. But here time is divided to n number of users. At a time, only one user has to access in certain time. So total bandwidth is utilized by that particular user only. So in FDMA, 100 is subdivided to 10 in 1 hour. In TDMA, 100 is used by one user only at certain time. So that is the efficiency of TDMA when compared with FDMA. So when compared FDMA, time division multiple action with TDMA, it offers more flexible scheme which comprises all technologies that allocate certain time slots for communication. Now synchronization between sender and receiver has to be achieved in the time domain. Has to be achieved in the time domain. Again, this can be done by using a fixed pattern similar to FDMA technique, that is allocating a certain time slot for a channel, or by using a dynamic allocation scheme. Listening to different frequencies at the same time is quite difficult. Listening to different frequencies at the same time, that's what we discussed in the example. At a time, from morning 9 to 10, all classes, all total number of 6 classes are available. So which class you preferred? That is very much difficult to. At a time, there is a possibility of one class. So that is the difference between FDMA and TDMA. If all classes are available from 10 to 11, so if you are selecting one frequency range, you will get one subject. If you are moving to another frequency range, you will get another subject. If you are moving to another frequency range, you will get another subject. There is a possibility. So from 10 to 11, the bandwidth of 100 is used by total 6 subjects. So each subject consisting of 15 point something. But it is a difficult task. At the same time, listening many channels separated in time at the same frequency. So there is a possibility of listening only one subject at a time. But here in the TDMA, at a time, the time is allocated to for each users. So from 10 to 11, that is allocated to one subject. From 11 to 12, the time period is allocated to one subject. From 12 to 1, the time period is allocated to one subject. So if you have to be click on in 9, 10, 15, you receive that subject only. You are entering in 10:30, you receive that subject only. So because the entire bandwidth is used by the one user who allocated for certain time period. So the fixed scheme do not need identification, but are not as flexible considering varying bandwidth requirements. Okay, that is the disadvantage in the FDMA. Listening to different frequencies at the same time is quite difficult, but listening to many channels separated in time at the same frequency is simple. So that's why it will be divided depending on the time. So fixed scheme do not need identification, but are not as flexible considering varying bandwidth requirements. So this is the diagram for the FDMA. So time is divided. So the frequency code division frequency division. This one is for time. Time is subdivided in the TDMA. So coming to FDMA, frequency is divided. If you observe this, frequency is divided. So the lines for time and code. So frequency is divided. Coming to the TDMA, so time is divided. Now fixed TDM is the simplest algorithm for using TDM. The simplest algorithm for using TDM is allocating time slots for channels in a fixed pattern. This results in a fixed bandwidth and is the typical solution for wireless phone systems. So the MAC is quite simple, and the only crucial factor is accessing the reserved time slot at the right moment. So if If this synchronization is assured, each mobile station knows its turn and no interference will happen. So you know the exact time and what time you receive the data. So you are moving into on that particular time. There is no problem with the some other what the point is here. In this synchronization is assured, each mobile station knows it turns and no interference will happen. So the simplest algorithm for using TDM is allocating time slots for channels in a fixed pattern. So the fixed pattern can be assigned by the base station, where competition between different mobile stations that want to access the medium is solved. So this one is the like FDM, how the uplink and downlink. So there in the FDM, some certain frequency is allocated for the uplink and downlink, but n number of users are using same frequency for uplink and downlink. But here in the TDMA is the downlink. This one is the uplink from the mobile station to base station. If mobile wants to send data to another station, there is a certain time slot is allocated. In that particular time slot only, data has to be transmitted. If you have to be download, you are moving to one certain time period, there is a possibility of downlink. So, you have to observe the diagram clearly. The above figure shows how these fixed TDM patterns are used to implement multiple access and a duplex channel between a base station and a mobile station. How the data is transmitted between base station and mobile station, assigning different slots for uplink and downlink using the same frequency is called time division duplex (TDD). In the past in the frequency division, that is called FDD. Now here it is called TDD. So as shown in the figure here, TDD. So the base station uses 1 out of 12 slots for the downlink. The time is divided to 12 slots. Time period is divided into 12 slots. In these 12 slots, some slots are for downlink, whereas mobile station uses out of 12 different slots for the uplink. So some slots for uplink and some slots for the downlink. So here the time is divided. Uplink and downlink are separated in time. So up to 12 different mobile stations can use the same frequency without interference using this scheme. So each connection is allocated its own up and downlink pair. This general scheme still wastes a lot of bandwidth. That means why waste the lot of bandwidth means, so 100 what we discussed in the earlier example. So 100 is allocated to one user. So that particular user doesn't require that 100. In that 100 there is a possibility of n number of channels. That is the advantage there in the FDMA, that is the disadvantage in the TDMA. That is the disadvantage in the TDMA, that is the advantage in the FDMA. So each connection is allocated its own up and downlink pair. This general scheme still wastes a lot of bandwidth. It is too static, too inflexible for data communication. In this case, connectionless and demand-oriented TDMA schemes can be used. So this is the just only the introduction, how the TDMA is divided and what are the some sub TDMA slots. So that what we have to be discussed in the next class. So this is the basic difference between FDMA and TDMA. So FDMA is the frequency division and TDMA stands for time division. In the frequency division, frequency is divided into subparts. The time division, time is divided into subparts. So this is the uplink and downlink range for FDMA 890.2 to 915. Uplink for uplink 890 to 915 for mobile users, 960 to 935 to 960 downlink for mobile station, vice versa. This one is the uplink for mobile station. So this one is the downlink for base station. Coming to the TDMA, time is divided into some certain slots. So slots are allocated for downlink and uplink.